I'm going to show you how you can find WNBA players that are on 5, 10, 15, and 20 game streaks in the specific position that they're in for that day. I'll also show you how to filter by stat, line, and odds, so you're only looking at props that have the best edge. Let me hop over to my screen and show you exactly how to do it. I'm inside the WNBA Streakfinder tool, and I wanted a way that I could filter down the board each day. There are so many different players playing in different situations, and some players play really well at home, play really well on the road, play well or not well versus certain teams. And I wanted a way that we could filter that all down and just look at everything in a clean way. We have this for both players and teams. For this video, I'm going to show you players, but you can just click over and check out teams. We can see the Seattle Storm game has stayed under 176.5 in 10 straight, and that's where the line is set at for that day. But for players, we're going to see all the different players. Each card is going to have a quality score. So this quality score takes into account a lot of different things. How they play at home or on the road, whatever position that they're in for that day, it's going to tell you how they play in that position. And you're going to see a little dot next to the position that they're in. So Rakia Jackson, she is playing away, and she's 16 of 19, under 5.5 rebounds in that spot. Now we can sort by just overs if we wanted that, or just unders, whichever we want to look at. And we also can filter these down by odds. Right now I have -400 as the minimum odds in case you wanted to put together alternative line parlays, but you can also sort by main lines as well. So we'll see the prop up top. We can also sort by prop. So if we wanted to look at a specific stat or a combo stat, we are able to do that. Points, rebounds, assists, points, rebounds, points plus assists, all that. We also can look at the odds on whatever book we're looking at. Now, if you want to look at certain books, you can go into your account and set which books odds you want to look at, but it's going to show you the best odds based on whatever books you select. And if you don't select any book, it's going to scan and find the best odds for that line. You also are going to see here how their opponent is versus that specific stat for that specific position, because we don't want to just see how a team is. If we're looking at points, how a team defends rebounds, we want to look at that specific stat. We also don't want a combo. How do they defend points and rebounds? We want it specific to that stat. So when you change stats, it's going to show that position strength of that defense. Las Vegas is 8th versus guards when it comes to points. So if you're playing overs, you might want to have an easier matchup in the back half of the league, 10th or 15th, because there's 15 teams in the NBA, or the WNBA, I'm sorry. Or if you're playing an under, you can look for teams that defend that stat very well for that position. We also want to look at how that player has played in that specific spot versus that team. So head-to-head at home, we're looking at Alicia Gray here. Head-to-head at home versus Las Vegas, she's 1 for 1. So she's hit that prop 1 of 1. She's only done it one time the past few seasons, but she's hit it. And we also want to look at rest. We'll see Courtney Williams here. She has 0 days rest, so she might be a little more tired compared to Alicia Gray, who has 2 days rest and isn't coming off a back-to-back. We're also going to have hot and cold tabs. You'll see Alicia Gray is hot. That means she has hit this prop in at least 2 straight or 3 of her last 4. So we can click to her card here to verify it and look at her chart. And when we do, we see she's hit this line in 4 straight games. Her last 2 games, she's had 2 really good games over 24.5 in both. So we can verify that and see, we can switch around and see how she's played versus Las Vegas overall. And we see she's hit over 14.5 in 3 of 3 games versus them. So she's hit over 14.5 points in 3 of 3 games versus Las Vegas. So good spot when she's played versus Las Vegas. So we know that. But you can filter down, and if you ever want to add a player to your slip, you can add them to the slip and completely just odd shop from this platform, and it's going to find the best odds at whatever books have those odds. And it's going to look, if you have multiple lines, it's going to find the best combination of those lines, what books have the best odds for that line. You also can sort. Right now we're at last 20, but we can sort by last 5, last 10 games, whichever sample size we want to look at. And also, if we want to narrow it down, let's say we're only looking to target overs. So right now I have the overs tab selected, and I want weaker defenses versus whatever stat that is. I just click weak, and it'll pull up all the players that have easier matchups. So I can look at someone like Courtney Williams. I see she's hit over 3.5 assists in 2 of 2 games at home versus Chicago, and she's also hit that 5 of her last 5 home games. As you'll see, she missed it on the road, but at home she's been pretty strong. So you can look look at players in that exact specific spot, because you don't want to be looking at how a player plays on the road if they're playing at home. You want to look at how they play in that specific spot. So great tool to narrow down the board each day and find the highest quality props. We also have a quality score for each player, and that basically gives a score based on everything that I talked about: their recent form, the defense that they're playing, how they've done versus that team. All that is factored into their quality score. So that's how I use the WNBA Streakfinder to filter down the board each day and only look at props that make sense for that day where I have the best edge. That way I can narrow down that list each day to props worth considering. If you want to try this out for yourself, click the link below, create a free Data Streak account, try out the WNBA Streakfinder along with all the other tools inside the platform that I talk about on these videos.